Hi, thanks for joining us on TCM. I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Edward Dmytryk is our director of the night, a member of the first group of filmmakers blacklisted in Hollywood following hearings by the House Un-American Activities Committee in 1947. Collectively, they were known as the Hollywood 10. Dmytryk resurrected his career later by naming names in 1951. Up next, a film he made after getting his career back. From 20th Century Fox in 1955, Humphrey Bogart stars in one of his final films, The Left Hand of God. The film is set during the late 1940s during the Chinese Civil War. Bogart is a priest who comes to a Catholic mission in a remote village where he meets a doctor, played by E.G. Marshall, and his chief nurse, played by Gene Tierney. The village lives in fear of a Chinese warlord, played by Lee J. Cobb, who it turns out has a connection to the priest. Based on a best-selling novel by William Barrett, The Left Hand of God was set to star Kirk Douglas, then Gregory Peck, before the role finally went to Bogart. By the mid-1950s, Bogart's lifelong habit of chain smoking had caught up to him, and he would regularly suffer from intense coughing spasms in between takes. He'd also recently suffered a slipped disc, though he still willingly performed scenes on horseback in the film. This would mark the final starring role for Bogart's co-star, Gene Tierney. Due to persistent mental health issues, including depression over the birth of a child with extreme disabilities, Tierney spent the next few years in and out of institutions. Bogart, who had a mentally ill sister, was extremely supportive of Tierney on the set and urged her to seek help after shooting was completed. From 1955, here are two great stars near the end of their careers, The Left Hand of God. The director of The Left Hand of God, Edward Dmytryk, had been making movies in Hollywood since the 1930s. Then, in 1947, Dmytryk and 9 other filmmakers became known as the Hollywood 10. It was a group of mostly screenwriters who refused to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee about their connection to the Communist Party in Hollywood, which existed but wasn't anything close to a threat to American security. We know that because the FBI repeatedly broke into the party's offices without a warrant, never found anything. 4 years later, still blacklisted, and after serving time in prison, Dmytryk reappeared before the committee and named names, the only one of the Hollywood 10 to do so. He rationalized the act by saying he didn't tell the committee anything it didn't already know. Some refused to accept that rationalization. After his testimony, Dmytryk began getting work again in 1952, and during the 50s and 60s, he directed some notable movies, including The Caine Mutiny, The End of the Affair, Raintree County, The Young Lions, Walk on the Wild Side, and The Carpetbaggers. Up next, a film Dmytryk made in England while blacklisted in Hollywood. Stay with us.